Hi there, if you've aligned with this message, you are showing up in real time, energy to energy with me. My name is Kate, and I am going to give you a wonderful reading if you choose to stay. Your choice though, so please take a moment to decide whether this is for you. If it is, then let's get started. Sources immediately saying that there is a buildup, a sort of anticipation, a kind of ruminating feeling. Some of it feels scary and some of it feels okay. There is also this like tie to an old timeline that is keeping you in a state of fear. And sources saying that you are letting go of the fear because the fear was not something that even belonged to you. It is actually the fear of your ancestors and the fear of your past lives coming into your current timeline to try to keep you in a state of control. To keep you from experiencing your full amount of freedom because they wanted to protect you in some way, shape, or form, whether this be from your ancestors again or your past lives. And sources saying that you are saying goodbye to this fear. I feel like for some of you guys, it's a fear of feeling unsafe. For some of you guys, it's a fear of financial instability. For some of you guys, it's a fear of success. Some of you, it's a fear of failure. All of these fears, fear of love and relationships, like whatever your fears are, sources saying they are not from you. And you have this underlying feeling, this ruminating, this bubbling that makes it known to you that these were seeds planted by others who had it happen to them. These were seeds planted by others who live in a state of fear. You might even notice that your family lives in a state of fear quite often, the people around you, your friends, because source is trying to constantly mirror back to you what it is that you are in the mode of, right? And there's this like, almost like a bird's eye view, like you coming out of it and being able to see over top, like, oh, I'm not actually, this is not me, but like their fear, the things that they're feeling, I'm not really a part of that, but you still have this like little nugget of like, but what if it is? And source is like, I'm going to prove to you in this moment, in this reading right here that we have today, that it is not your fate. Those scary, intense things are not your fate. They are not what is meant for you. You're meant to experience joy and happiness and peace this lifetime because you worked so hard in this lifetime to achieve that. You've done a lot of really hard work to get yourself here. So let's draw some cards together. I'm hearing some interesting things. I'm hearing like Parappa the Rapper, which is like a PlayStation 2 video game. So PlayStation 2 or like that era could be significant, like back in the day, kind of nostalgia feelings, or like maybe even playing retro games or retro, like this could be like board games as well. Also, I'm hearing like old songs is what I'm hearing, like hearing old songs. I'm also hearing like something about finding a song and you're like, I don't really jive with this. Like, I don't feel this energy. I don't really like it. The masculine, wow. And self-reflection. I can't make it up. I can't even make it up. Like, it's taking you out of this survival mode energy where you feel like the other shoe's going to drop all the time. You're reflecting and looking at yourself and seeing, oh, that's who I really am over there. That's who I really am. This other stuff is just other things that people have piled on top of me. This is not my story. And now I have to work to rewrite it. And that's okay. So it's just like the ability to rewrite the story is the easy part. It's just the realization that was the hard part. The understanding that this was where you were headed, that this is where you were coming out of is the hard part. The letting go of the old paradigm is the hard part. But now you're in the good, baby. You're in the good. So let's just embrace it and feel it and love it and like, yeah, right? Like, yeah, that's the vibe. So now you're in self-reflection mode. You're coming out of the masculine. You're leaving that yang energy behind for a bit to start to nurture, to bring in the feminine, to bring in this light energy. And I'm hearing hot and you're cold. You yes, then you know. That's how you are feeling. It's like hot and cold. It's like one day you're feeling great. You're in the mode of gratitude. You're seeing everything that's moving and and the next second you're into the state of like immense amounts of anxiety and fear and possibly depression. Trigger warning. Sorry about that if that made you feel a certain way. But I have to say I have to say the truth. I have to say what I'm hearing from source, the download. I want to get all the details. I don't want to miss anything. That's how I work. Okay. So I hope you're here. I hope you're still with me. I hope you're here with me. And I'm hearing mind-boggling. So I feel like for some of you guys, you're like, whoa, dang, like I'm just realizing this. I'm just seeing that these fears are not my own. And I'm hearing the song, my hands are are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own. So that could be a really important like theme is like, these are my hands. They're small, I know, but they are my hands. And I know how I know that I'm worth it. Blossoming. Woo! Ching! I'm hearing like ching, 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 like almost like a slot machine, like hitting like money signs all the way across, you know, like I'm seeing tickets at like a game, you know, like a Dave and Buster's or something, like, or Chuck E. Cheese, like when they're all coming out and you won. You are blossoming. That was the biggest step, I think, in your personal journey this lifetime, was to realize that the fears are not your own, that you are your own individual energy, that you are the one who is meant to plant the seeds in your garden, not someone else. Woo! Because the thing is, like, when you're in the garden, it's like almost like I see a garden that was like covered in fog, and like you couldn't see like what was yours and what wasn't, you know, you couldn't see it. But now you're sure. You're like, you know what? Fine. If I can't see it, I'm just going to rip everything out, which means you had to go through a lot of transformation. You had to take everything out, all the weeds, even some of the parts that felt like they were okay. Like these feel like they're growing just fine. You're like, no, I want to start new. I want to start over. I want to plant my own seeds. And that took a lot of courage. Protection here on the bottom of the deck. Source literally put you in there in this protective bubble, I feel like, almost of no momentum, in order to get you to do that, to pull those seeds out, to pull all the weeds and the crap and the other stuff that wasn't your own, to pull it out so that you could replant the seed. She put you in a bubble of protection while you did that. So it may have felt like things were very slow, or like you were just like not getting anywhere, or like it was like, I'm seeing like stop motion, like people doing stuff with like, you know, stop motion with clay. Those take a long time to create. So it may have felt, again, like things were going so slowly, but there was a point to this. Like, so we're saying you are being protected, my love. Balance. Yes, because you had to come back into balance. You had to come back to yourself. I'm seeing Libra sign here, Sagittarius, also Leos, Scorpio as well. And this was also number 33. I hope you caught that. So 333 could be significant to you. Hecate as well, I'm hearing coming through here. Kuan Yin, Lilith, goddess energy, balance. And, you know, Kuan Yin is very much of the, you know, she's a very light goddess, a very nurturing goddess, but she brings in that divine feminine energy, where Hecate and Lilith are, you know, these also dark divine, I can't even freaking talk. Throat chakra could be very significant for you. Getting stumbled on your words, having a hard time speaking your truth and saying what you want as well, because maybe those outside energies tried to make you believe that this was yours, but it's not freaking yours, man. It's not yours. Like, they tried to make you think like, oh, because they wanted you to, I don't even know why. Like, we can ask Source if you really care to know, but like the point is that they were trying to keep you small and dim and in that garden full of their crap, because they knew if you plant, okay, thank you, Source. Okay, fine. Here we go. Here's the answer. Because they knew if you planted it, and they knew if you planted your own garden, it would completely change your entire history, your entire lineage. And they were afraid, like, what if it's not the right direction? What if they put more fear in there, saying, what if it's not right? What if it's not the right thing? What if? But Source is like, no, unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries. Play. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the vibe. That's what they were afraid of, is how unstoppable you would be, that you would completely change your entire ancestry, your entire lifetime ahead. You would be a breaker of generations, and you would just completely rewrite everything, rewrite an entire, like, it's amazing, because not only are you're rewriting your story, but you're rewriting others as well who encounter you. You're encouraging them to rewrite their story. So it's this breakdown of all these old paradigms that had to go. You're leading people toward breaking down their old paradigms as well. Does that make sense? Like, you're bringing the world back into balance by just being yourself in your full authenticity. That is the vibe. Woo, honey. Come on now. Come on now. You are the resistance to the old paradigm. And that's what they were afraid of. That's what those old energies were afraid of. They were scared that they were gonna get left behind, that they would get forgotten. But the thing is they're not gonna get forgotten. They were a part of it. They were a part of the building process. They were a part of the blueprint. Beginnings. On the new moon. Beginnings. I'm unstoppable. Dun, 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 dun. You feel that. I know you feel that. Twos could be significant for you. Attraction. 44. Oh my God. Freaking out. Supermoon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So from here forward, this is what Source wants you to know. None of that old stuff applies to you anymore. You literally can say those words. That doesn't apply to me, because it doesn't. It doesn't apply to you. All that old paradigm work, those things, those the negativity they had to go through, even if it was something negative they had to go through that broke them. You know, that was their journey. This is not for you to deal with this time, my love. The gate is open. You are stepping through it. And does this not look like a beautiful garden? Does this not look like a whole freaking new garden that you're stepping into? Does it not? Get out. Get out. The unexpected. This is not even something I think in your lifetime you've been expected to be like a part of your story. I don't even think you thought that this was going to be a thing. I don't even think you knew how deep and profound this was about to be. But honey, the unexpected is where it's at. The unknown is where it's at. They didn't realize that that was the important part. The unknown was where it was at. They were so concerned with the 3D or the future or the past. They were so concerned with what was. But you, my friend, are breaking down and showing them. You're showing them because your soul just came. That's just what you're here for. To show them a different path, to show them a different way, to show them that it's possible, that it doesn't apply to them anymore either. You're freeing them in the process from their fears. Ooh, last one. Yeah. Okay. Change. Number 35. You could be turning 35, or you could be 35 right now, if that's significant. I don't know. Or the numbers 3 and 5. Number 3 is number alignment. Number 5 is the number of change. This is wild. Literal change. I'm for sure with no rain. I'm invincible. I hope you go listen to that today, because that's powerful. That is powerful energy, my friend. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I love you so much. Thank you so much for this beautiful energy that we shared together today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and I'll see you later, soul family. Wow. Okay, love you. Bye.